For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
Can a microscopic tag be implanted in a person's body to track his every movement? There's actual discussion about that. You will rule on that, mark my words, before your tenure is over. Can brain scans be used to determine whether a person is inclined toward criminality or violent behavior? You will rule on that.
Can you imagine that in 10 years when we are sitting here, we have an implant in our brains, and I can immediately feel, because you all will have implants, and we measure your brain waves, and I can immediately tell you how the people react, or I can feel how the people react to your answers. Is it imaginable?
There's a company called Synchron, which actually beat Elon Musk in this race to test brain chips. The CEO is Dr. Thomas Oxley, and he joins me now. Doctor, you have FDA approval for this interface between a computer and your brain. I think this is a big deal. How do you get a computer to talk to your brain? Can you explain it in layman's terms?
Thank you. Brain-computer interfaces are a truly revolutionary technology that promise to transform lives of millions of people suffering from paralysis. So it creates a direct connection from the brain to control external digital devices that improve independence.
So hold on a second. I've got a computer. You can link it to my brain, and you can tell my brain to make my left leg move or my right leg move. I mean, can you do that?
Well, your brain right now is telling your hand to move. Once we digitize that signal directly out of the brain, we can then turn that into a command signal.
We're building something we think is going to be transformative. Technology capable of streaming direct thought for people who, through injury or disease, have lost the capacity to move or speak.
Brain-computer interfaces are a technology that record from a particular area of the brain called the motor cortex.
It's a progressive disease that will eventually cause me to lose my voice and the use of my limbs. But I've embarked on a trial using a stent-trode device.
The promise and the hope of this technology is to regain independence for people who have lost their physical independence. What we're doing differently is using the blood vessels as the natural highway into the brain and lacing the inside of the blood vessels with electrodes or sensors that can record activity from the brain. Those signals travel through a lead that exits out the body through a telemetry unit that goes into a computer, and those signals can be interpreted by the computer into different types of actions or commands.
A paralyzed man in Colorado is using his brain to drive, but it's not like how people think about when they're going to turn or stop. A microchip in his brain actually steers the car. Connor McHugh gives us a look at the technology in action.
At Pikes Peak International Raceway, high speeds and hard turns are nothing out of the ordinary. Neither are the skills and intense focus required to make it out unscathed.
It's an amazing experience.
This week, German Aldana Zuniga made it all look effortless, despite not touching the throttle a single time.
Since my accident, I don't have no mobility below my waist, so This is my first time driving a car, yeah.
9 years after that life-altering car wreck, Zuniga is using his thoughts to drive. It's a technological breakthrough pioneered by a team led by Colorado neurosurgeon Dr. Scott Fauci.
We're really proud of what he's done.
For more than a year, the group has worked so Zuniga can communicate between a microchip on his brain and a computer in the car.
The computer can pick that up, that particular electronic fingerprint, and feed that to the race car.
Zuniga can now use his mind to move the car and this specialized helmet to steer it, a task once unthinkable, now possible with focus and practice.
To be in it and just watch how you go through a track smoothly and it responds to what you think. It's just incredible.
So too are the possibilities for this technology later on.
We can use this potentially for driving an electric wheelchair, a golf cart, control a robotic arm. Once we develop that science can be used for all types of systems.
And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the workings of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders,